I gotta have it, and I'm jonesing all the time. I like to grab 2 packs and then get a rippin'. Doesn't matter if I'm sitting building or just card flipping. I'm a 2-pack-a-day ripper. 2-pack-a-day ripper. 2-pack-a-day ripper. Whacked out on wax, on picking packs. I'm hooked on this. Come on, let's go on a tear.
Oh, just a little coffee this morning. Thank you very much. It's starting to become spring, at least it was yesterday here in Michigan. We're back to some snow and cold right now, but by the end of the week, I think we're going to be well into spring, and it's going to feel much better here. Hello, I'm the big guy, and this is Cardboard Meditation, and today we're going to do some card ripping. 2 packs. 2 packs with a bonus, and we'll get to that in a moment. Let me put my coffee down here. I apologize for not doing this earlier. If you can tell, I'm really nasally, but I've had a real bad head cold, and I couldn't pull this off if I had help over the last couple of, well, after the last week anyway. Let me tell you what I did. Yesterday, I went down to Elkhart, Indiana. I went down and over to Elkhart, Indiana, and did some shopping down there for some cards, picked up a few things. Then one of the things I picked up, well, a few of the things I picked up, but from one dealer, is this massive stack of unopened cards. Well, except for that one. That one kind of opened up when I put them in the box. And I'll show you what this is in just a moment. These are all unopened, and we're going to be ripping these bad boys over the course of the spring and probably into the summer. So let me show you what we got. We got some of these 7-Eleven Citgo cards. There's, I think, 5 cards in each pack. We'll do that. Picked up a Score Select, which has some really beautiful cards in it. And these cards, don't laugh. When I saw these, I thought these were incredible. These are from 1991, I believe. 1990. It's the premiere issue of the Senior League Baseball League. Now, you may not know what that is, but back in 1990, they had a league made up of former baseball players. It was all throughout Florida. And it was a lot of guys that had just retired from baseball that didn't want to give up the game. So they kept playing, and they had a league of their own. Sorry to use that phrase. They had a league of their own, and they played, and they had baseball cards. And there are cards here. I'm going to show you what they look like, because when I put them in the box after I purchased them, it opened up. This pack is going to go with the pack that we give away. So just because it's open, we'll just give it away. I'm just going to thumb through them. Here's the logo. I don't know if you get one of these in every pack, but that's the team logo for the St. Lucie Tropics, I believe. You're going to notice some of these names. You're going to go, oh, I know that guy. And here's some cards. We're just going to go through a couple of them here. Here's Al Habrowski. Remember him? The Mad Hungarian? Yeah, that's him. And I think he was playing for the Tropics there. Yeah, he was playing for the Tropics. Here's Ed Glynn. He was with the St. Lucie Legends. He's a one-time Tiger. I'm not going to go through all of these, but I'll show you a couple ones that were really interesting. Here is Stan Bonson. Remember him? Played for the Yanks? Yeah. UL Washington. Star for the Royals back during the World Series days. He has a toothpick in his mouth. Remember that guy? And here's a really cool one with the St. Lucie Legends. Bobby Bonds. Isn't that a cool card? Really nice. There's some other ones too. There's Ron Washington and Wayne Garland. I'm going to throw those in with the next opening, and just so whoever wins that pack is going to get those for free as well, even though they didn't get a chance to open them. And like I said, a whole lot of these things. I hope you like them. I'm going to really enjoy opening these because they are stars from the years that I was watching back in the 70s. So anyway, those are going to be opened up as we go through spring and into early summer. And that big pack of cards, these ones, the ones that we've opened so far, we're going to give away in just a few minutes. Then we're going to open up 1 pack of these and 1 pack of these. So these cards are kind of newer players in an older style, and these are older players in a newer style, I think. So, all right, these are the cards we're going to give away in just a few minutes on the randomizer. And these are the cards we've opened thus far. And we're going to be giving these away to Either A collector's dream, or Sean Henderson X4E, or Brock's Boys Aaron Jordan 0707, or Jim McConnell 133. One of those four is going to get these cards, and here's how we're going to do this. We're going to go ahead and give this away to somebody, and I will alert them, and they will be able to send me their address, and I'll ship them out. If somebody doesn't respond, if one of you don't respond in the next, 3, 4, 5 days, I'm going to just go ahead and spin this again, and we're going to keep doing this until we give these cards away. So, are you ready? All right, here it comes. All right, there you go, Sean. Congratulations. I know we've talked back and forth here a little bit. That was really cool how that came out to be you walking away with these cards. All right, let's go ahead, empty these bad boys off stage. Oh, yeah, how about that Ricky Henderson? Ooh. All right, take a look at these bad boys right here. We've got the archives, a 1953 looking archives from, what was it, 1991? 1993 maybe. 1991, yep, 1991. There's going to be some really cool cards in there, and there's actually some that are worth some money. And then we're going to take a look at these Senior League baseball cards here from 1990, and they've been popped open from just the old days. These have not been opened and gone through because there's really nothing all that spectacular in there that people are trying to thieve off with. So they're just old. Let's just open those first. Let's do that. Here we go. See what we have here. This is the Senior Baseball League logo. It's actually a sticker. So if you'd like to decorate your box of cards with this is something you could do. All right, first up, Amos Otis. There's another Kansas City Royals legend. Look at that. Playing with the Fort Myers Sun Sox. Oh, that's awesome. All right, Earl Weaver, who Baltimore Orioles manager, a Hall of Famer, I think. He's playing for, who's he playing for here? Can't see, Gold Coast Suns. Bill Lee, the spaceman, playing for the Super Sox. Bobby Tolan, Cincinnati Red and San Diego Padre, was playing for the Pelicans here. St. Pete Pelicans, I think. Ooh, look at this. This is Curt Flood. He's the commissioner of the league. That is awesome. I didn't know he was the commissioner of the league. All right. Louis Tiant got real close to going into the Hall of Fame this year. Man, that's a nice card. You're picking up some really nice cards of old players here. Tim Ireland, I do not know this guy. Who did he play with? Kansas City Royals. Okay. I do not remember him. Fort Myers Sun Sox. Here's Tim Stoddard. I remember that name. Did he play for Baltimore? Whoops. Sorry, Tim. Hold tight. Tim Stoddard. Yeah, Baltimore Orioles. Playing for the Tropics. Here's Greg Nettles. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Greg Nettles, I want to say he was setting, some. It might have been his brother, setting some records in the Senior League for hits and home runs. I'm going to have to take a look at that. We should have looked that up before. Wayne Nordhagen played for the White Sox. I remember that. Sal Butera, catcher for several different teams. Minnesota Twins twice, Detroit, Montreal, and Cincinnati. I remember him with Detroit. And here is Orlando Gonzalez. Do not remember him. And you got another one here of Curt Flood. Another commissioner. These are fun. I look forward to opening these for the rest of the spring and summer. All right, we're going to put those aside. And now we're going to open up these legends, these icons, whatever you want to call them, from the 1953 set. And they've actually included some other cards to fill this out that weren't a part of the original set. Let me just get this all arranged here for you. All right. Okay, here's Irv Noren. He was a part of that set. That's a nice card. All right, Dick Kokos, playing for the St. Louis Browns. I love that cute little fella. Lefty Lou Burdett. It's a nice card. And you'll notice that's a photograph. And this is a card, I believe, that was made especially for this set because these cards were actually painted. These are small portraits. And that's how they created baseball cards back then. They did not use photographs. So this is created just for this set. And that's Lou Burdett of the Braves. Fred Hatfield. Nice card. One of my Detroit Tigers. There you go. Bill Hunter. Oh, I just saw somebody of legend. I saw somebody of legend coming up. Bill Hunter, another St. Louis Brown. Oh, this wasn't it, but here you go. Minnie Minoso. Just one of the newer entries into the Hall of Fame. That's a nice card. There it is. Larry Doby. Isn't that a beautiful card? Again, was not in the original set, but they created this really cool card just for this set. That's a nice one. Oh, look at this. Roy Campanella. Brooklyn Dodger. That's a good one. Ed O'Brien. I have this card from 53. I think I have several of them. Billy Connolly. Jim Greengrass. And finally, Kurt Simmons of the Fightin' Phillies. Again, that is a photograph, so that was created especially for this set. All right, we're going to put these bad boys in the box after I get it emptied and shipped off to Sean, and we're going to start all over again. Start ripping. We got a lot of ripping to do and get caught up since I was sick. Hey, thanks for tuning in today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I love your comments. All right, thank you very much, and talk soon.
Thank you for watching this 2-pack-a-day Ripper video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Help us feed the ego of the big guy. Frankly, we're exhausted doing it by ourselves.